So another new product to try today, also by Art Graf. These are described as water-soluble graphite blocks. And this is the Earth Colour set. They are apparently inspired by traditional Tailor's chalk. So there are 6 rather beautiful looking earth colours in here. And I'm just going to try the different colours out and see what they look like before seeing what I can do with them. So the first colour is called Sanguine. So just wetting it with a brush. Quite a lot of water. And rather beautiful, just doing it on a watercolour paper here. The second colour is Ochre, and you can see the colour as I wet it. Oh yes, these are quite rich, not chalky at all, which is interesting. This is just described as brown. There's a lovely warm golden brown. Sorry, no, that was sepia. This one is brown. Oh yes, quite different. That's a very brown brown. And then a dark brown. And last but not least, a black carbon. Oh, that is fabulous. So you can obviously apply them like a watercolour by wetting your brush and picking the colour up from them. Beautifully presented actually in this cork palette. But the other thing that I'm told that they're really good to use is to use them as a stick. Either dry or wet. The downside is that they do make a little bit of a mess on your fingers, so that's just to be aware of. And then having put them down, obviously you can then wet it. So that is a really lush dark black, darker than the black that I was using in the little tin of graphite watercolour yesterday. So let's just see what we might do if we were trying to paint with these. I'm actually going to explore this rather beautiful carbon black to start with. I'll just leave that there and my paint here. And just coming across with maybe a line of... Oh, it's very, very dark. So that might have been almost better with a bit more water on it. Very, very rich. Oh, I could see how I could use these for outdoor sketching. And then maybe slightly slightly more water maybe. And I'm just going to think about maybe coming up and doing a bit of sort of coast of some sort, and I might actually wet the paper first just to get that a bit more loose in there. I'm actually going to put some of this rather beautiful Sanguine in as well at this stage, just to have a bit of sort of rocky foreshore. I think I'll just stick to the 2 colours for just now, blending beautifully. So a bit like a very vibrant watercolour. I might have a little bit of that Sanguine actually in the sky. Just evening sort of clouds, along with a little bit of the little grey. So depending on how much water you use with them, as to the tint that you get. Oh yes, so this is moving very, very nicely. That lovely pale pink hue that I've got from the Sanguine there. And then I think probably for the sea, maybe just... It's going to be nice to have a blue in here. I'd probably either use my blue watercolour, or there is a blue that you can buy separately in the prime colours. So I've actually ended up with a bit of that running, but I'm not particularly bothered about that. Maybe just, that's possibly a little bit too wet. Yes, that's so something a little bit different. It's just nice to, you see these products advertised or you hear about other people using them, and it's just nice to sort of have a little play on your own and see, is that something that I might use? That was a little bit wet for what I was trying to do on the grasses down there, so I'll just merge that in to make that sea. But I think probably for the time being I shall stop and let that dry. I'm loving this real deep ebony black that I've got at the back, but also this very pale pink hue in the sky.